Hey guys, Thomas Sasula Jr. here, aka Mustached Tom, and welcome to my review of The Boy. So, I saw commercials for this movie, so I decided it would probably be pretty good to check out. Checked it out. I thought this movie was okay-ish, in the sense that the music was really good, and the pacing from time to time kind of made it feel like it was turning into another movie of uh how do I want to say, like, it almost felt like a dysfunctional family type of movie for a moment, or there were a few moments where it felt like that, and I kind of felt like that did take away from the focus of the boy turning into this sort of individual that is seeking to get revenge on these individuals. As you can see in the burning background, he burns the place he's trying to, this hotel he's helping his dad run. Uh, I just think that there are a few parts that were a bit unneeded, and there are also parts that really do work. I really like the individual that came. This guy, he's sort of mysterious, and he had this box. You didn't know what was in the box, although I kind of figured what it was. But like, I kind of feel like this that part sets up the end. Like, that's good. Like, that was a pretty good setup. Like, it came together when that moment happened. So when it did, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That really works for this movie. And I'm talking about, he sort of tricks the guy into falling into this trap. Then the people at the party hurt him and stuff like that. There's a scene or scenes where this family came in and there's this other kid there, and then he like sort of mistakenly almost drowns him. I do feel like that's that built up what kind of person he would turn into, but there are other scenes that are just almost feel a bit unnecessary, like this whole like find and search thing under the sewers or wherever they went. I'm talking about the two kids, like they went somewhere, and it felt like, well, what does that have to do with the rest of the film? I don't know. Uh, and then that whole scene later on with the whole thing where it's burning down, and there's like this connection between the guy who was apparently telling the story of his wife burned in the house while he wasn't there. He wasn't able to get there. And how there's this burning place, but there's this suspicion that the cops have that that's not the case. That the guy actually burned her on purpose or something, and now they'll probably think it's him, and the boy gets away with it. So I do enjoy the premise of this movie. I think it's a very strong premise, and I think that the pacing does work sometimes, but not all of the times. I think there are a few scenes that are a bit, like I said, not as well thought out as some of the other scenes. So I think this movie had potential, but it kind of meets me halfway. So I'm gonna give this movie a 5 out of 10. I mean, I thought this movie was gonna have a bit more to it. Um, I mean, I do think that the build-up was pretty good, but I wish there was a bit more of that. Like, he did something more to the family, maybe. Like, that would have made a lot more. That would have made it build up a lot better for me if there was like this continuous build-up of, oh, he goes after this guy, and then he goes after the family, and then he goes after the party. Like, if he did all three, then I think this movie would have done a bit better in that respect. I do think there is potential here. So whoever directed this, I do see that there is something here, and I do think that this is a good step for horror since there hasn't really been a lot of good horror films lately, especially this year with The Gallows and It Follows, movies of that nature. So I think this is a step in the right direction in comparison to those movies, but there's still a bit more of ways to go, at least from my perspective. So, with that being said, this has been Thomas Asula Jr., aka Mustached Tom, and I'll see you guys next time.